The Kilwa Sultanate was a medieval sultanate, centered at Kilwa, an island off modern-day Tanzania, whose authority, at its height, stretched over the entire length of the Swahili Coast. It was founded in the 10th century by Ali ibn al-Hassan Shirazi, a Persian prince of Shiraz. His family ruled the sultanate until the year 1277. It was replaced by the Arab family of Abu Moaheb until 1505, when it was overthrown by a Portuguese invasion. By 1513, the Sultanate was already fragmented into smaller states, many of which became protectorates of the Sultanate of Oman. History: the story of Kilwa begins around 960-1000 AD. Ali ibn al-Hassan Shirazi was one of 7 sons of a ruler of Shiraz, Persia, his mother an Abyssinian slave. Upon his father's death, Ali was driven out of his inheritance by his brothers. 4. Setting sail out of Hormuz, Ali ibn al-Hassan, his household and a small group of followers first made their way to Mogadishu, the main commercial city of the East African coast. However, Ali failed to get along with the city's Somali elite and he was soon driven out of that city as well. Staring down the African coast, Ali is said to have purchased the island of Kilwa from the local Bantu inhabitants. According to one chronicle, Strong, 1895, Kilwa was originally owned by a mainland Bantu king Al-Mulai and connected by a small land bridge to the mainland that appeared in low tide. The king agreed to sell it to Ali ibn al-Hassan for as much colored cloth as could cover the circumference of the island. But when the king later changed his mind, and tried to take it back, the Persians had dug up the land bridge, and Kilwa was now an island. Kilwa's fortuitous position made it a much better East African trade center than Mogadishu. It quickly began to attract many merchants and immigrants from further north, including Persia and Arabia. In just a few years, the colony was big enough to establish a satellite settlement at nearby Mafia Island. Kilwa's emergence as a commercial center challenged the dominance once held by Mogadishu over the East African coast. Suleiman Hassan, the 9th successor of Ali, and 12th ruler of Kilwa, c. 1178 to 1195, wrested control of the southerly city of Sofala. Wealthy Sofala was the principal interport for the gold and ivory trade with Great Zimbabwe and Monomotapa in the interior. The acquisition of Sofala brought a windfall of gold revenues to the Kilwa sultans, which allowed them to finance their expansion and extend their powers all along the East African coast. At the zenith of its power in the 15th century, the Kilwa Sultanate owned or claimed overlordship over the mainland cities of Malindi, Inhambane and Sofala and the island states of Mombasa, Pemba, Zanzibar, Mafia, Comoro and Mozambique, plus numerous smaller places, essentially what is now often referred to as the Swahili Coast. Kilwa also claimed lordship across the channel over the myriad of small trading posts scattered on the coast of Madagascar, then known by its Arabic name of Island of the Moon. To the north, Kilwa's power was checked by the independent Somali city-states of Barawa, a self-ruling aristocratic republic, and Mogadishu, the once dominant city, Kilwa's main rival. To the south, Kilwa's reach extended as far as Cape Gurins, below which merchant ships did not usually dare sail. While a single figure, the Sultan of Kilwa, stood at the top of the hierarchy, the Kilwa Sultanate was not a centralized state. It was more a confederation of commercial cities, each with its own internal elite, merchant communities and trade connections. The Sultan might appoint a governor or overseer, But even his authority was not consistent. In some places, for example outposts like Mozambique Island, he was a true governor in the Sultan's name, whereas in more established cities like Sofia his powers were much more limited, more akin to an ambassador to the city, than its governor.